Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name's Louise and this is Louise's Lifestyle. Thank you for joining me. So today I'm going to have a go at making Yakhni Pulao, or the Punjabi Yakhni Pulao. This is a ready-made spice mix. I may not follow the instructions. There are instructions on here, but I have my own way of doing things. So I'm going to be tweaking the recipe to suit the way I cook. So here I've got on the bone shoulder, 1 kg of shoulder and leg lamb mix. So if you're not familiar with Asian cooking, we like to use meat on the bone. There's more flavour in it than, you know, cooking it off the, meat off the bone. But it's not essential. You know, if you don't fancy having bony meat, then you can just get boneless. I've got some whole spices here. I've got some bay leaves, cloves, cardamom, cinnamon, cumin seed, whole cumin seed, and whole black pepper. I've got garlic paste, and I've got ginger paste. There's still that's a packet of the whole cumin. I've got my yogurt here, and I've got aloo bukhara, which is dried plums, and they actually, I'll be using that not just yet. That will be going in when I do the rice. And I'm cooking the meat first, and I use the fried onions, ready-made. I don't bother frying them. I'll just add these to the mix, so I'll do that just now. So I've got about I'd say 3 spoons of this size spoon of the dried onions, and I've got a spoonful of salt as well. So you can add more if you prefer your food a bit more salty, but that should just be fine for this amount of meat. Right, so this is the shan mixture, and I'll do a quick zoom in on the ingredients on the side of the packet. So I'm going to add all of that into the mixture, and it's just added I did add a dessert spoonful of salt, but there will be salt in there, and I've also had a squeeze of lime juice, and I'll give that all a good mix now. And then this can be left to marinate. You can do this overnight if you want to really get the flavour in. You can put it in the fridge, leave it overnight, but for the sake of this video, let's pretend I've done all that. So that's preferable, you know, marinating it overnight. Flavours will just, be absorbed into the meat much better. Right, one other thing I've got here is some ghee. So this is clarified butter, and it really brings out the flavour. So I'm just going to add a couple of spoons of that. It does solidify when it goes cold, so it's been in a warm sort of room temperature. It's sort of got the melted butter appearance. So 2 spoons in there. So whilst the meat is cooking, I am toasting the spices for the rice. So I'm going to pre-cook, sort of partially cook the rice. First of all, I'm just going to toast the cumin seeds. I like to use a lot of cumin. If you frequent Asian restaurants or takeaways, and you might have seen on the menu jeera rice, well, that's what it is. It's cumin seed or jeera. It just gives it a really lovely flavour. So the more of that, the better. A couple of bay leaves, Indian bay leaves these are, not the English bay leaves, and cinnamon, cardamom, and optional if you want to add some more peppercorns, but I've already got those in the meat. So this is what I'm doing, just toasting these, and then I'll be adding the rice. Before that I'll add some ghee. So I've added 2 spoons of ghee, clarified butter, and just gently fry the spices, and now I'm going to add the rice. Right, so fried, it takes probably about less than 10 minutes on a high heat. Careful not to burn, so it's basically being toasted in ghee, and the aim is to get the rice looking like that, sort of translucent, which means it's partially cooked. It's not fully cooked, obviously, it's still tough, and I've got to add water to that now. So I will be adding, so I've got 7 cups of rice in there, and let's see how much water I need to add to it. Right, so the water level has reduced, so it's quite a thick gravy now. I'm going to add the rice, so the partially cooked rice is going to be added. Right, so the rice has been added, and I'm going to give it a stir. I'm boiling the kettle now, and I'll be adding boiling water to this mix. Right, so I'm going to add the hot water, boiling water, to the mix. That's 3 cups. So the same size cup that I used for the rice, I'm using for the hot water. So I need to add some more. So I'll add another 4 cups, and let's see what level it comes to. I've topped up the water. So 8 cups of water. So there were 7 cups of rice, but I've added 8 cups of water, so slightly more than the level of rice for the water, so that the rice can absorb all that water. And then I'm going to put the heat up and bring it to a boil, and then when I see there are bubbles on the surface of the rice, I'm going to turn the gas down. Right, so we're almost reaching the stage where I'm going to be turning the heat down. So the heat's on high, and you can see these bubbles on the surface through the steam. So it's steaming up my camera. And these little round things here, these are dried plums, aloo bukhara. So these, you put them in at this stage, because if you put them in too early, then they become sort of like dissolve immediately. So it's an acquired taste. Not everybody likes dried plums, aloo bukhara, but I like them. It gives a nice tanginess. Yeah, so it's optional, you don't have to add those in. Right, so you can see the rice level, water is almost absorbed, so I'll turn the heat down now, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this griddle pan underneath this pan, because it's not a heavy bottom, and it, you know, to prevent it from sticking and burning, I use that as a bottom layer. Right, so whilst the meat is cooking, I'm going to make some burnt tomato salad. This is something my dad used to make when we had pulao rice, and loved, you know, really like this. My kids like this recipe as well. So these tomatoes are just going to toast in that frying pan there. No oil, just you know, till they get black on all sides. And in here I've got 1 medium-sized red onion, and I've got 2 green chilies chopped up, and a teaspoon of salt. And what I'm going to do with my hands is crush them together. So this is how I get the onions to soften, basically. So there's no cooking involved, but the salt will help the onions to soften, and so it's not like they're totally soft, you know, like they would be if they were cooked, but some of the juice from the onion will be released. So a lot of my friends who see me do this say, how do you do it without burning your hands? I think it's just I've got asbestos hands. I've been doing this since I was a child, so the chili doesn't burn my hands. But if you don't want to do what I'm doing, just skip this part. Just mix the onions and chilies and salt with a spoon. But I find this method, by squeezing, you know, the onions, does release the juices. Right, the tomatoes look done, so just waiting for the acne to be cooked. And yeah, these are definitely done, so I'm just going to take them out. They are hot. And then I'm going to use a fork because it's too hot to handle. You could leave them to cool, but I'm just going to, for the sake of the video, sort of mash these up now. Right, so the tomatoes are mashed, and to that I'm going to add some finely chopped cucumber. You could add lettuce to this, you know, shredded, you know, finely shredded lettuce, and I've got some coriander there, coriander leaf. Give that all a good mix. So it's a nice, mildly spicy, you know, although there's only salt in there and chilies that's going to give it the extra flavour. Will bring out the flavour of all the salad items in there. So that's my burnt tomato salad. Just wait for the acne to be cooked and I will serve these together. Right, so I've just taken the lid off and I've added some fried onions as a garnish, and you can see that the meat looks nicely cooked, the rice is cooked and it's fairly separate. Now I could add some more ghee in there. Some people like to add a little bit of rose water. I'm not going to do that. I prefer it without, but those are optional. You can add more ghee. As you can see from the shine on the rice, there's plenty of ghee in there. Just very quickly poured some plain yoghurt in here, the same yoghurt that I've used in the acne, and I've got some Coleman's Fresh Garden mint sauce, not the mint sauce which is full of glucose. This one is made with vinegar. It's the only one that I like. I'm going to add that to the yoghurt, and this will serve as sort of like a liquid sauce to the dry, to the dry mixture of the acne. Because I've not made a curry sauce to go with it. You can make curry sauce, but you know, it's pretty rich, the ingredients in the acne, so it's not essential. I've just added a little bit of water to that. I've added a little bit of water, so you want it sort of not thick and gloopy, you know, so it sort of runs straight off the spoon. And I'm just going to fry some samosas, and I'll be done. So there we are, plated up with the salad. I've added a nice crispy meat samosa there and a little bit of the yoghurt sauce on top. And my next recipe will probably how I make meat samosas with the pastry case, not with the phyllo pastry, but with the normal pastry where you roll out the dough. So that will be the next recipe that I post on here. So thanks very much for watching, everyone. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care. Bye bye.